Rhett has the ball's in his court to make something happen. What's going to happen?
So Rhett is a player that's known for not deviating in styles. I think we're going to see drones again.
Yeah.
Pretty
and Rhett, you could see that he wanted to go for a 3-base roach kind of style, and as you know, he can transition by busting down what Protoss does. But Alicia, of course, picked the perfect time to strike, and again, using those force fields away as a way to really section off the initial roaches, which is always like, I think whenever I'm a Protoss and I see that, I always jump at the opportunity, because it's like, no matter what, those initial roaches are really what makes roaches scary, because the fact that they can mass so quickly. And that position that Alicia had around the third was really key. Now, this is a different game. Alicia has gone Nexus first in the past. He went 15, 16 Nexus. We've seen a lot of Protoss been flirting with 18 Nexus, 18 Forge, and really getting out a huge amount of economy early on, because Zerg really can't do anything, especially on a map like Daybreak, if you can get your cannon up accordingly.
I think actually that's one of the more safer routes. I don't think 18-18 is necessary. I think it's like 16, and then you just look at your opponent, what they're capable of, and based on that, you get, you know, a forage when you need to, or maybe even a gateway if they go hatchery first. But yeah, I think that delayed Nexus style is actually really, really good, and we're going to see that yet again. That delayed, okay, so we are seeing the delayed Nexus style. You use the third chrono boost on your Nexus when you do this, and you get, obviously, you get just a huge influx of probes out as fast as possible. As you can see, it's actually going to be 17. And he can... A lot of people actually stop at 17 probes here.
Yeah, I mean, it's relative. It's usually between 16 and 18. I mean, the idea is, of course, is where you're most comfortable. And Rhett, where he's comfortable, is not even trying to get his natural. He just immediately sends his drone to take his third base, his regular third base. You can see immediately Alicia is just having his probe on patrol, because he knows eventually he's going to have to block it. But this is just, of course, Rhett trying to avoid any headache of delaying his build whatsoever, wants to get everything out at a pretty clean time. And in the end, that's also a good indication that Rhett will take 3 bases and not try to go for any kind of 2-base kind of opening.
Yes. And Alicia knows that, of course. And again, Alicia has put out a very fast gateway. Of course, gateway before the cannon is pretty standard these days, as it gets you that tech super fast. And this time's a little bit different because it's on dual site. He's able to double gas immediately. Now, I do want to mention he double gasses before he actually starts any more chrono boosts or probes on count. And I like that style a lot more. It gives you a lot more options. Whoa, second gateway. Oh, okay, never mind. This is just
the same thing he did last time, and the Zerglings will not be able to cut up. Ooh, Alicia with an insurance pylon, just making sure that he didn't let the Zerglings run by. And I like that, actually. Security over just a few extra minerals, especially if you went Nexus first, delayed Nexus first. That's perfectly fine by me. We see that Rhett's getting everything else pretty casual. Now, a couple things to note, especially with this style, is when he gets the Roach Warren and his Evo Chamber, which should be hovering around 7 minutes. And from that point on, you just really pump out a lot of roaches off of 60 or so drones. The last time, though, Rhett went closer to the 70 bound. And Rhett really can't afford to do that if Alicia's going to 2-base again. And on Daybreak, Alicia's been known to go things like Dark Templar into Blink, or just straight up Blink. And so he has to be really careful against those kinds of styles, especially with a quick +1 out of him.
Frodan, very fast +1, yeah, as you said. And with that, I think he will be doing, obviously, like a 4-gate pressure. That's normally what we see coming out from this. We'll see if he actually commits any more chrono boosts to his Nexus, because there are styles where you can actually get a really fast +1, but you don't chrono boost at all. Still get probes, get your maximum saturation of probes, and then just get your Twilight Council, so you have really good economy and pretty good fast upgrades. It's just like in the middle there. So yeah, he actually does chrono boost his probes instead. Look at that.
Yep, so Alicia still hasn't really shown whatsoever. Rhett does have good overload placement to see anything if it hugs the corners of the base. Until then, Rhett finally starting to gas up pretty standard times. The big thing is that Alicia will be fighting for initial map control with his Zealot and his Stalker, because it'll be so long before Zerglings get speed, if they even get speed by the time Alicia chooses to do his build. 3 more gates, 4 more gates.
I was expecting
and with that,
Council.
he's going to get more gates. There's no way to stop at 5. It's just a very awkward timing. And it looks like we have gate number 6 and gate number 7. And keep in mind, Alicia is also at MLG Spring Arena, so with these games.
Number 8.
Oh, wow, you're right, number 8. And keep in mind, like a big factor could be Alicia doesn't want to play too long of a game because he's at MLG Spring Arena when these games were played. And so it could be he wants quick wins, and there's no quicker wins than going for 2-base aggression. So we see that Red scouting, no 3rd and 4th gases, and that's going to be a really good indication that something's up.
Yeah, his warp gate and his +1 finished at the same time. Now, he doesn't have a timing set up with his pylon just yet. I'm sure he will get a ton of units in a little bit. Rhett, in the meantime, is getting a lot of roaches and zerglings, as you can see in the queue. Will he make the same mistake? He is at 50 harvesters. Yeah,
he's making more roaches earlier this time. Now, the thing with 8 gate is really Zealot Stalker because you don't really use the gas that early on, because you're staying on 2 gas, so it's going to be just raw strength and power. Now, we saw Puzzle do this against Chef on Shakura's plateau with just raw strength, and is Rhett going to be able to hold it off? His Spine Crawler is going to finish in the next 10 seconds, but he's going to lose another Overlord, a very critical one that will supply block him. Rhett cannot make any more units as he is waiting on his Overlords to finish, and this timing is incredibly strong. Rhett again forced to pull drones. Alicia is going to kite back forth, but can Rhett really hold here? The roaches are also off creep. He needs to kind of pull back and wait for more reinforcements.
Yep, and I just don't think he's lost so much in this beginning stage. And look at this beautiful position. Now he's able to use the hatchery as part of the terrain.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. All the incoming units out of this one hatchery just gets gobbled up so easily. Rhett can't hold this, and he's going to lose his 3rd base. And he might not even be able to defend his natural either. Let's look at the income tab really quick. 44 to 37 with 8 gateways. I actually think Alicia can just keep pushing on right now and go for the win.
I mean, this is just incredible amount of units. 11 Zealots and 13 Stalkers, and no matter what happens, you can't get us around on the Stalkers because there's just way too many Zealots. If they can get into battle here, a little bit of a disorganized array there, but GG comes out of Rhett. Alicia takes game number 2 with another follow-up 2-base aggression warp gate attack, and Rhett falls after trying to hold his 3rd base. And, you know, Rhett did the right move there, giving up the 3rd base eventually, but just didn't have enough, really, because, again, that awkward timing, because before the 2-base aggression from Alicia was a little bit earlier this time around because he didn't wait for sentries. Yeah. And just went for straight Zealot Stalker. And, I mean, Rhett also read that, too, because he sent his Overlord. He droned a lot less, made units a lot earlier. Well, what should Rhett have done?
He didn't have Overlord positioning to suicide correct. I think that was the big problem. He didn't see all 8 gateways, but, you know, it was kind of tough. I think Rhett's style just makes it really difficult for him to actually defend this type of push, just because it comes at a pretty blind timing for him. He doesn't have the normal cues to actually know that he should prepare for this type of push. Yep. 8 gateways is very strong, unusually strong, and you need to get a pretty big army composition of Zerglings, Roaches, and metabolic boost. That's one of the key essential things to actually defend against this. Of course, he didn't really have all the
he only had +1
needed.
Really going
exactly.
on. So Alicia does get the win here and move up his division. Rhett was in 2nd place, but probably not after that. We'll find out everything, including prediction recap, after this. So don't go anywhere. Thank you so much to Azo, the people who provide monitors for NASL Season 3.